Revolver Underground.
What's going on, guys? EROCK doing another Skype interview, and I'm here with Mr. Dell. What is going on, man?
What's going on, baby? Holy South all day. Neighborhood Hope Dilla in the building.
Rock and roll, rock and roll. So for those of us that may not know a lot about you, you're actually pretty awesome. Tell me just a little bit about what's going on, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. What's up, man? Just tell me a little bit about what's happening new with you.
Well, I got a new album out. It's called Faith Walker. Just came out last week. Leaded by the hot singles, Sunglasses and My God, featuring Rod G. Newman, Ken Jones, D-Mob, On Delay, Breathe Easy. Crazy, man. Just
wow.
Yeah, crazy. I'm really excited about the album. You know what I'm saying? It's been getting a lot of good reviews, been getting a lot of love on Twitter and Facebook. Been on a tour. Right now I'm off for a week. And then I get back on the road. So it's been real good, man. Real exciting.
Rock and roll. What's the best thing you like about being on tour?
I love being able to see the fans. You know what I mean? Being able to touch the people. You know, people that have been listening to my music and fans of what I've been doing for the past couple of years, man. Just to be able to go and minister to them on a more personal level. You know, that's what I love about, you know, actually being out there on the road.
Sure. Is there something that that maybe a fan has done for you that just sticks out in your mind as something that's been really cool that they've done?
Man, they've done so many things that have touched me. A lot of them have, from making T-shirts to making posters and collages and to using my music for Bible study and devotionals and things like that. So, I mean, I'm always humbled, you know, by the many things that they do. But I think the biggest thing I would have to say is when they become artists themselves and they say, I heard you at 11 years old, 12 years old, and your music motivated me to go this route as opposed to taking the route that I took, 15 years ago before God snatched me out of mainstream hip-hop music.
Sure. Let's actually go down that vein a little bit. I mean, you were, former member of 3-6 Mafia. What changed for you to do what you're doing now from what you were doing before?
Well, it was an encounter that I had with God. You know what I'm saying? I had came off a tour at the time, and I had been on tour for about 8 months, and I hadn't seen my family in a while. So I said I was gonna surprise them, go to church, go late. I wasn't even going to hear a pastor or nothing, man. I was just going in to pop up on them. And as I was sitting in church, man, I heard God speak to me, and He told me to come out of what I was doing and do the same thing I was doing, but do it for Him. And at first I was resistant. I was like, gospel rappers corny, at the time, and I didn't want to do that, man. And then God gave me a vision, and in that vision, something illuminated in me. It was almost like that Paul experience, on the road to Damascus.
Blind light, yeah.
And man, it's like I saw my purpose. I saw what I was supposed to be doing. I felt it. And right then and there, man, I just decided to give my life to God. I ain't go to the altar or nothing. It was just a really, conversion of conversation, with God. And I ain't looked back since then. And this album is a testament of those years of me leaving that world and now being a rider for the kingdom.
So was it awkward for the rest of your bandmates to embrace this? I mean, how did that go down?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, at first they thought it was a phase. They thought I was just going through some crazy phase, and and then a lot of them, a lot of my homeboys didn't take it too well. So I lost a lot of friends. But gained a family. Gained a family in Christ Jesus, and in life, you go take some L's, and I took a couple L's in my life, and I ain't scared to take no more. So, as long as I was being obedient to God and following Him, Bible says we ought to lose our lives for His sake. So, I literally had to experience that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, like a lot of us have to go through certain things in our life in order to be able to do other things in our life. And I think that's one of those things that you have to go through That's kind of the same thing that happened to me too. There's a lot of things in my life, a lot of events in my life that have led me down wrong paths. But I look back and I'm like, I had to go down those paths in order to get down this path that's that I feel like is right.
Yes.
So I guess there's a lot of music out there right now, man. There's a lot of with the internet, with everything that's going on with that situation. How do you stay on top? How do you stay current with everything that's happening?
You think I'm current?
I know you're current. I'm talking to you right now. I wouldn't be talking to you if you weren't current, man. Come on now.
I mean, because even when with being with 3-6, when I came into the game, technology was just coming in. You know what I mean? So I kind of got that 1 foot in the old school, 1 foot in the new school, like
right.
Literally, like probably for a matter of a year. You know what I mean? From 99 to 2000. So to the transition, man, it's so crazy, but it's a lot. To me, it's back the way it was back in the like 95, like back when Master P was doing this thing. Like it's the independent. It seems like that is the game now. That's where the industry is going, and I love it. You know what I mean? I love it for all artists across the board, hip hop, rock, country, no matter what, because everybody can really control what they're doing. As far as me staying current, I think that I'm always got my ear to the street, my finger to the pulse of the hip hop generation. I'm a hip hop kid. I'm born, 80s baby. So, I'm with the times. Yeah. And I believe in order to be a minister in this age, your method has to be relevant, and it has to be up to date. So, I got nephews, man. I surround myself with young people that keep me fresh and keep my ear to the street, so I know how to communicate with them. I can't be so detached, from them and then still be doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
So I try to stay abreast, and, I'm still young myself, so I try to keep my, ear to the street and just be around cats 10 years younger than me. And so they can keep me abreast to what's new, and so I know how to combat it. Different method, same message.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of those influences that help you create your music?
Life, man. Life is my greatest influence. I'm really not influenced by other artists, because I always want to stay original and authentic and true to myself.
Sure.
So even though I dig what a lot of cats are doing, I try not to listen. I really don't listen to a lot of albums, like that. My motivation really is life, man. It's not only like this album is about my life. It's about the things that I went through, and I think that's why so many people can relate to it, because we all have struggles with faith. We all have struggles with church people. We all have struggles with, insecurities, especially being in Christ and also being individuals in Christ. I think that there's this big misconception that church people have to all be alike. And we serve a God that if you look at the ocean and you see it's not one type of fish, you look at the diversity of fish, jellyfish, starfish, whales, octopus. Like these are all different. Then you get out of water and get on ground. It's not one type of bug. You know what I'm saying? It's different type of bug. So why would we be Christians and everybody have the same music, the same look, the same shout? That's pretty boring. And I don't think we serve a boring God.
And that's the thing too. And I think that's beautifully said. There's so many. I mean, I have tattoos, I have piercings, I have long hair. I
was going to ask you, do you eat sandwiches with those piercings?
I do, yeah, I do. I can even like hang jewelry and stuff from it. My wife always gives me stuff to hold on to. I'm like, I'll just put it up here, it'll be all right. I got the plugs going on.
That's hot. I wondered if you took them out or not. They don't feel funny when you bite into a burger?
Nope.
They don't hurt at all?
Nope. It was weird for like the first couple weeks because sure. First of all, your lip is like huge. It's just like this big thing hanging off your face.
Like Nutty Professor, like when there's a Buddy Love lip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking, but you feel like you're doing this,
Yeah.
Because it's so big. But after that, man, it's no big deal.
It looks great.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, there's that's the thing. Like, there's some people that can carry a look like this, and there's people that you're just like, don't do it.
Yeah, you got to have a swag for it. It has to be you.
Yeah, exactly.
I just encourage everybody to be themselves, and even in what I do. I came into this game doing me, and I think that I get I try not now more than ever not to read negative things, but I know in the beginning I would get a lot of flack because I wasn't like everybody else. I'm a street dude. I was born in the streets. And God changes your heart; He doesn't change your personality.
Yeah.
So the fish, if God called us to be fishermen of men, the fish that I'm after resemble me. The concept is one from among them. He'll never send an Egyptian to deliver the Hebrews. He'll send a Hebrew to deliver Hebrews.
Yep.
He'll send a thug to deliver thugs. You know what I'm saying? He'll send a rocker, a punk rocker, to deliver other punk rockers.
Yep.
Because they know the language. They speak the language. It's always the concept is one from among them. So, I just believe in being true to yourself. Don't be something that you're not. I can't be a cross movement. I can't be a Lecrae because, those cats, they're from a different texture than I am. And, the things that they talk about is very different, and they're good for their audience. Me, I'm good for my audience and the people that dig and feel what I say. And I think that everybody should be true to it. The Bible says that there are different administrations, different diversities, but it's all the same spirit. So I think when people get back to the kingdomness of the word and embracing their own individuality, then we can operate better as a body. Everybody can't be the hand.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be the foot. Everybody can't be the head.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and that's you're saying it so well. It's just like it's.
I just think simple.
Yeah.
Don't make it hard.
Well, that's the thing. Like, people always do that. People always make it to be just something you're just like, why? There's so many. I don't have to read a novel to understand
Right.
this. It's simple. It's like 4 sentences. That's all that is.
Yeah.
There's even pictures, and we can just whatever.
Right.
But well, let's talk a little bit about your. We've kind of touched on it, I think, a little bit. Well, your non-traditional approach to everything that you do. Dig into that a little bit.
I got to do how God gave me to do it. You know what I mean? I didn't come into this game looking at other people. I came in because God spoke to me and told me, I created you for a purpose. The things that you like a knife. A knife could be an instrument of destruction, or it could be, or if you're hungry, it could be an instrument to cut a nice turkey.
Yes.
It can be very helpful. So it's like I was using my gift for the wrong purposes. I was using it to kill my generation by the words that I was speaking, the words that I was putting out there. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, so I was speaking death. So when I found out what my purpose was, He didn't change the fact that I was a knife. I'm just using it for the different purpose, for help rather than harm. So, the way He made me, the purpose, the hard edge that I am, He made me that way because there are fish out there that need that to hear that. There are people that have my story, didn't grow up with a father in an abusive home, raised, in the streets and not by, a strong parental force. There are cats out there that's been through that, and they need to know that there's hope for you, even though you came in that way. You don't have to stay that way. And that there's hope for you, and there's hope through Jesus Christ. So that's always been my method of getting down, man. And I found it better when you do you is much easier than doing somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can't do somebody else because it's somebody else. You can
Right.
mimic it, but you can't do it. You can't be it.
Yeah,
and,
you can.
And
Yeah,
people see that.
Yeah. You can imitate it, but you can't duplicate it.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's the music industry, man. I mean, I don't even have to ask the question. I mean, where do we go from here? What's going on?
We are the industry. Like I said, social networking, internet, even this, where we're going right now. This is the new industry. You know what I mean? This is like, you really don't need that anymore. You know what I mean? You do not. And the industry is, they shunned this for so long, the power of the internet, the power of everything. And now they're playing catch up. So now it's like, if you go big on the internet, now they're trying to just pick you up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you've already done, and that's why I respect cats like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, because they are anti-industry.
Yep.
They're like, we did this on our own, and labels are coming and they're trying to pick them up, and I respect what that guy's doing.
Yeah.
No,
That's the thing. You don't have to have a label. That's why I love being involved in indie music right now because,
right.
like you said earlier, it's moving up. It's becoming what is the way of doing things.
It is
Labels are no longer
standard.
labels.
Yes,
Yeah.
standard.
It-
Yeah. Independent is the standard. That's how and that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely, and that's I mean I just love it. I love being able to I've been doing this show for about 6 years now,
Okay.
and I'm watching these artists and these bands grow up into other things and bigger and better things, and whether they want to sign to a label or not, whatever. But I'm seeing them just blow up, and it is amazing to me. And even the more amazing thing when this happens is that I love the artists that are still grounded, that are still centered, that don't get that cocky attitude. Sometimes when you just blow up big and you're just like, well, I'm just too cool for you now. So, oh man, I hate it.
Everybody has to fight that. They have to fight that fame bug.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen eventually.
No matter what kind of artist you are, Christian artist, everybody go through it. They got to fight it.
Yeah.
Got to fight hard to stay humble, man.
For sure. In 2005, back then, you were nominated for a Grammy. Was it best rock gospel album? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Because I'm such a trailblazer in this, man. It wasn't even a category for what we do. Then it wasn't even. They had to put us in the rock, which was unfair.
Right.
I think we was up against Third Day and.
Wow.
Yeah, like come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we would only hip hop. Like come on, you know who gonna win that? You know what I'm saying? But we set such a precedent that now, I believe now they're even talking about doing a, gospel.
Yeah.
Rap country. I mean, they should. They have it in the Doves. They have it in the Stellars. Grammys definitely should have it with Lecrae now winning. The gospel. He won gospel. I mean, we have a genre enough where we can have our own.
I think you've had enough though for quite some time. They just need to catch up with that genre because it's been available. They just need to do it.
Yeah, definitely. But now with the internet and stuff, now man, it's just propelling us even more.
Absolutely.
And that's why I love it, man. That's why I love it. Independent, love it. I've been independent ever since I came in it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man, I love the way it's rolling now. And things like that. As far as. But 2005, that's when everything set off, and that was when it was kind of in its infant stages, But now it is really doing the same now.
So when you first started writing music, was there ever a thought that I may win a Grammy, I may do this, or was there just like I just need to write music and that's just how it is?
Well, when I first, of course, with 3-6, your mind is wired to worldly success.
Right.
You want the Grammy, you want the platinum records and stuff like that. And then even when I came into ministry, my thing was, I want to do 1 million units for Jesus. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if 1 million people hear your music, and if 1 million people get exposed to the gospel of Jesus Christ, it really doesn't matter what the world deems to me as success. That Grammy, that Oscar, or anything that I receive does not validate my ministry. What validates my ministry is when I get to heaven and God says, well done. He gives me my crown. It's great that when your peers and down here, they do. It's great, but I don't think that should be our focus. I don't think that that's why anyone should make music. I think they should make it because they're, an artist at heart. And if you're doing it for God and doing it for the kingdom, stick to your message and stick to the purpose of why you're doing it. And then let the, chips fall where they may.
Yeah, definitely. You have a label.
Yeah.
It's a Holy South. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Holy South DMG.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Holy South. What I've always been like I said, I come from the South, so we've been independent. Like the days of Master P, Luke, 3-6 Mafias. We've always ran our own labels because back then hip hop was ran out of 2 places, L.A. or New York,
right.
And they never gave the South a chance. So we've always had this independent hustle and grind to do things ourselves, and that's how we got on, and that's how we ended up taking over the hip hop game. So I brought that same type of hustle and mentality over into the kingdom. Mm-hmm. And so when I first started, didn't no gospel label want to sign me. There was no gospel labels doing anything. And then I think it was a few like rock labels that may have had a rap act or something like a rap act. I think back then it was like John Rubin and
Oh yeah.
yeah, like Tooth and Nail would sign, these guys, but they wasn't my hip hop. They were,
Yep.
another hip hop,
Yep.
like kind of. So when nobody give it to you, you get it, you take it yourself.
Yep.
So I did, and that's just hip hop. That's how hip hop. That's how we are.
Yeah.
From Jay-Z making his own label, from Puff Daddy making his own label, Master P making his own label. Okay, why not Mr. Dale? Holy South Records, boom. I self-made. Okay, you don't want to give me a deal, I give myself a deal.
That's right.
and just got out there and started doing it out the trunk, man.
Yeah.
And I did it out the trunk until I caught the attention of Lisa and Mookie. Mookie was a producer of Out of Eden.
Yeah.
At the time in 2004, they saw me and they were like, "Man, we want to get you on a record." And I don't know if fans go back this far, but my first appearance was on the last album Out of Eden did. I think it was called Love, Joy, and Happiness or something.
Oh, no way. Oh.
Yeah, I was on the first track, Shouting. I think the song was...
Oh, dang, dude, that's awesome. I didn't even realize that. That's freaking sweet.
Man. So that was my first intro. And after that, that was when, like, Christian industry started paying attention.
Right.
I got with Butterfly at the time, and then they folded, and then it went to Central South. And then after that, EMI came knocking. And that was the first deal in 2005 with the Future.
Man. Is it hard to balance your label life and your artist life, or do they coincide so well that it just kind of flows?
Yeah, they coincide well, man, because it's hip hop. It's like it's the mantra now, where Russell Simmons, Diddy can be the artist and the mogul, Jay-Z can be the artist and the mogul, and these are my, icons that I look up to and measure it, and I'm a real student of business and of hip hop. So it's not hard for me at all, man. I've been doing it for years, so it really comes second, like breathing to me.
Yeah. Are you currently looking for other artists to add to your roster?
I'm always looking for other artists. I'm always looking for, I'm not going to be rapping forever, right. And for my label to thrive, you gotta find the next ones, the new talent. So I mentor a lot of artists. So far, I have signed artists. Young Memphis group called Young Memphis that I mentor here that go to my church. A young lady by the name of Miss Merck out of Florida. We have her signed, and also an urban artist by the name of D. McGee, incredible singer. So right now at the moment, we have 3 artists signed. I signed Molly Music in 2009, and he went on to sign with Akon. So I have a good ear.
Wow.
For artists, and I'm always looking for, the next one. Definitely.
So what's the criteria? What are you looking for exactly?
Man, the industry calls it the it factor. You know what I'm saying? You know it when you see it.
Yep.
Know a star when you see it, so that's what it is. And being that it's in Kingdom, that just really that person who has not only the it factor, but the anointing, and that their music is so compelling and so different that it's just my mother would sign them. Yeah,
that's pretty good right there. And I know what you mean too, because you go out, especially being here in LA, you can see any kind of music you want. I was in Nashville, just lived there for 4 years. You can see any kind of music you want,
right? And
right away, you're listening to a band, one song into it, and you're just like, yes or no, shut it down.
No, yeah. That's when you really know music. Program directors listen to 20 seconds of your song, and they know what.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
Yep.
And that was a big shock for me when I sat in front of a program director, and I was so excited about my album, and he just skimmed through it. I was like, but it's like
Yep.
Either you got it or you don't.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like I go through thousands of artists a week, just to find those top 11 to 14 songs, and I just simply don't have time to listen to every album. I know what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it in your hooks, if you don't have it in your bridges, your choruses, your verses, whatever you have it, you don't have it. I'm not playing it. I'm just simply I don't have time for it.
Exactly.
So, that's I I don't know, man. I really respect everything that's going on right now with you, and just the way that you carry yourself. You know, you know what's going on, man. You know how you want things, and you know how to get them done. And that's on the artist side of me, that's what I'm looking for in a label. If I'm looking at a label, I want somebody that knows what's going on. I want somebody that knows, obviously, better than I do. Because if I know more than them, then I should just go ahead and take over. the label.
Yeah. You shouldn't be looking for a label.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, new album. Is that's out now, June 18th.
Yeah, man, it's out. Yeah, dropped last Tuesday, a week ago. Out and on iTunes, Amazon, anywhere you buy music online. Lifeway, Family Christian. And doing real well, man, and I'm real proud of it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the public thinks about it. I put a lot of effort, a lot of work in this record. I've been on a 3-year hiatus, so this is kind of almost like my comeback album. So, I'm really excited about it, man. I think it's a great record, I hope the people enjoy it.
Yeah, it's called Faith Walker, and available everywhere, literally. Everywhere. Now, on the flip side of this, not only are you an artist, but you're also an author. You got a new book out.
Yeah. Got a new book. Making the transition, EROCK, from the artist to the author. Like I said earlier, I won't be rapping too much longer, and I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor of a church here in Memphis. So I think that it's a lot, I'm called to my generation, and music is just one of the vehicles that I use to get to them. So author will be just another one, and I think more direct, because I can really, I can say more in a sermon or in a book than I can in a 3-minute song with a hook,
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's just my calling and my commitment to my generation to make sure that I, equip them with the kingdom essentials to know Jesus and grow in God and disciple them, and and just play my part in the kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. The book is called Soul Ties: How to Detox from Toxic Relationships.
Yeah, man.
Very good title. I dig that.
Yeah, I've been.
That's where can we find you online?
MrDale.com. All things Mr. Dale. Twitter, Mr. Dale. Facebook, Mr. Dale. That's MRDEL, 1L. I'm all over the place. Just Google Mr. Dale and you got it.
Rock and roll. There it is right there. Go check out his album, Faith Walker. It's out now everywhere. And grab his new book, Soul Ties: How to Detox from Toxic Relationships. Mr. Dell, thank you so much for hanging out.
Man, thank you, family. Love what you're doing, man.
Awesome, brother. You too, man. And, if there's anything you need, you just let me know. I will do my best to accommodate.
Will do.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. See ya.